Good day, everyone. Today, we'll be presenting our service management research entitled Enhancing Service Quality of Foodpanda Using Service Quality Tools. The COVID-19 pandemic has greatly affected business operations and resulted in numerous lifestyle changes. This has led individuals to stay at home and prioritize one's safety to minimize the increasing number of cases. Evidently, the pandemic and its restrictions were an early indication of the increased demand for delivery services. Online food delivery applications have the utmost responsibility to maintain their momentum and provide safe operations, thus the need to recalibrate their plans to ensure efficient and effective services. With that being said, this service management research aims to focus on the application of service quality tools to enhance the quality of Foodpanda during the pandemic.
The service tools that will be used in this research paper are the ServCall and Kano models. The ServCall model is utilized to assess service quality and customer satisfaction with the use of rater or the reliability, assurance, tangibles, empathy, and responsiveness dimensions. This will also be used to analyze the gap between expectations and perceptions of the customers towards the service. On the other hand, Kano is utilized to describe the relationship of customer satisfaction and service attributes, which are categorized into must be, one-dimensional, attractive, or indifferent. To further analyze the chosen company's service, the researcher used quantitative research methods and prepared a survey questionnaire. The questions are based on the two models that were previously mentioned. The ServCall 22 questions by Parasuraman are used for the ServCall portion of the survey form, which are answered using a Likert scale. On the other hand, the Kano questionnaire consists of possible requirements in the positive and negative form to see the respondents' perception when a certain service attribute is present or not. These are answered with the responses of I like it that way, I expect it that way, I am neutral, I can live with it that way, and I dislike it that way. Lastly, the researchers use purposive sampling to identify the respondents who will be answering the said questionnaire. The chosen respondents are previous customers of Foodpanda or people who already use the service provider for restaurant delivery or grocery delivery. This way, the 50 respondents will be able to provide the researchers sufficient information based on their personal experience with the service. Lastly, purposive sampling was used because this is time efficient compared to other sampling methods. Once the questionnaire has been accomplished, the researchers will evaluate the results and form a more comprehensive analysis of Foodpanda service quality and suggest process improvements that will help enhance its service. This will be further elaborated later on.
Starting with the company background, Foodpanda was established back in 2012 by Lucas Nagel and Enrico in Singapore. Foodpanda was also acquired and is currently owned by Delivery Hero, a European online food delivery service based in Berlin, Germany. Today, Foodpanda is one of the leading companies in the online food and grocery delivery industry, and it came to the Philippines in June 2014 and is currently based in Makati City.
Moving on to Foodpanda's vision, mission, and objectives, which guides the company and its operations. Foodpanda's goal is to become the world's fastest, most innovative business in the good food sector. The company has a specific and clear vision which inspires its stakeholders, especially its employees, to reach long-term goals. This vision also serves as their guiding light to know where the business is headed. Meanwhile, the company's mission is to bring good food into your everyday. The company tries to exceed expectations by going above and beyond and making every customer's experience worthwhile. They partner with various merchants so that they may offer delicious, diverse, and quality food or items to satisfy its customers' needs and cravings without a hassle. Foodpanda makes sure that not only does it have a diverse selection of items, but it makes food delivery easy and convenient for all. Lastly, the company has several objectives that it aims to achieve. First, For procurement, it aims to acquire business for accessing a wider customer base, diversification of the products, services, and reducing competition. Second, for market leadership, it aims to increase market share so that it may become the market leader of online food ordering business. Next is for awareness, as it aims to increase awareness of new food brands. And lastly, customer encouragement, where it aims to encourage customers who haven't ordered from Foodpanda recently. Not only is it providing goods to its customers, the company also enables their partner establishments to offer their menus into a wider customer base, thus increasing their sales. Foodpanda continuously expands by adding more services, partnering with more establishments, and adding more cities to serve, among others. Foodpanda acts as an agent on behalf of the partner vendors to assess, process, and deliver customers' orders. Through Foodpanda's website or mobile application, the service provider connects hungry customers to partnered vendors near their area who offer delivery services including prepared meals, non-prepared food, and miscellaneous non-food items. Currently, the following are the services Foodpanda offers in the Philippines: restaurant delivery, Foodpanda shops, and Panda Mart. The restaurant delivery is the most commonly used service that Foodpanda offers, where they partner with a wide variety of restaurants and fast food chains all over the country. Foodpanda Shops, on the other hand, is an online grocery shopping service with over 20,000 listed items. This includes products such as essential items, fresh produce, beauty products, and even electronics and over-the-counter medication. Lastly is Panda Mart. Panda Mart, which is also part of the Foodpanda Shops, is Foodpanda's own online grocery brand. With the online delivery service, customers can buy their groceries in the comforts of their home and have them delivered at their doorsteps in 25 minutes on average. Foodpanda also has different payment options such as cash on delivery and mobile payment using credit or debit cards. With these services in mind, it really shows that Foodpanda is all about convenience. To further improve and to further satisfy customer needs, it continuously expands its services and offerings.
The service blueprint of Foodpanda starts as the customer visits the Foodpanda application. Through the application, the customer must input their address to be able to see the available restaurants and supermarkets near them. Then, the customer can scan the available establishment and review the selection of meals and grocery items. Once the customer has finalized its choices, the order will be added to the cart and the customer will review its payment and address details for checkout. The restaurant then will receive a notification through the Foodpanda establishment portal for the order details and payment. The establishment will add the order in the queue and prepare the goods. Subsequently, the rider will be notified of the delivery details such as the restaurant or supermarket location and customer address through the Foodpanda rider application. The rider will visit the establishment and wait in queue to receive the items, whether it is a cooked meal or the grocery items. Afterwards, the rider delivers and calls the customer to receive the items and receipt when reaching the destination.
The group created a survey to identify the needs and requirements of Foodpanda's customers. The first part of the survey is composed of 9 requirements, each with functional and dysfunctional questions. The results of the survey were analyzed using the Kano model, and through this, the results show 1 requirement belongs to the must-be quality, 1 belongs to the one-dimensional quality, 1 for indifferent, and 6 were attractive qualities of Foodpanda. Question number 4, or vouchers for unsatisfactory deliveries, was listed under the must-be requirements for Foodpanda. Having an application interface with an easy-to-understand information such as adequate pictures and prices, or question number 5, is a one-dimensional requirement. While the mode of delivery, whether the delivery is done through motorcycles or bicycles, is an indifferent requirement for Foodpanda users. The results of the Kano analysis show that the availability of nearby restaurants, availability of far restaurants, fast delivery time, 70 to 100 pesos food discounts, accurate live GPS tracking, and professional appearances of riders are the attractive qualities of Foodpanda. These qualities can increase the excitement and delight of users. However, its absence does not dissatisfy its consumers. Understanding the results of this survey can help the company analyze what requirements they should focus on. The second part of the survey focuses on the rater model, which aims to evaluate the quality of Foodpanda services. The result of the survey show that Foodpanda consumers values assurance most with an average of 4.64, followed by empathy with 4.42, tangibles with 4.38, and reliability with 4.29, and lastly, responsiveness with 4.19. This shows that Foodpanda consumers see that the assurance of the company's service is the most beneficial and the most significant. Through this model, Foodpanda can visualize which dimensions they are lacking and should improve on, and which dimensions meet their customers' expectations. Moving over to Foodpanda service quality gaps, these gaps are arranged from the highest gap to the lowest, starting with Gap 1. The first gap focuses on bridging the expectations of customers with the management's perception of customer expectations. The initial assumption is that the dimension with the highest score would be reliability. However, this was proven wrong as the results of the survey show that assurance was the dimension that Foodpanda users value most. This is followed by Gap 5. This gap connects the customer's perception of the service and their expectations from the service. For example, Foodpanda offers free delivery coupons, which the company believes will aid the customers in checking out their orders. However, the customers believe that their workers are not properly compensated if free delivery vouchers are always available. Solving this problem does not equate to removing the free delivery voucher, but solving the previous gaps properly. Gap 3, or the third gap to be addressed, is the gap between service standards and service delivery. These dimensions focus on the performance of the frontliners and how they deliver the products and services to the customers. With the initial assumption of reliability being the highest metric that most consumers highly value, in order to assist in connecting the gap between service standards and service delivery, Foodpanda should continue to improve reliability and empathy by continuously training its employees and providing adequate benefits. Next, the fourth gap is the gap between service delivery and customer perceptions. This happens when the expectations do not meet the communicated delivery of the service, and in order to solve this, Foodpanda must avoid having misleading advertisements that could increase expectations of the consumers, and at the same time, they should deliver what they promise. Lastly, we have Gap 2. This connects the management's perception of customer expectations and service standards. Foodpanda knows that customers expect a fast and prompt service both through their deliveries and customer services. However, the definition of a prompt service for Foodpanda may be different from the service standards. The gap between how responsive the company is should be specified so that customers know what to expect and to effectively address this design gap.
This slide demonstrates the current process map that we're working with as a group. So what we did was we just isolated it to three different parties: a customer, the driver, and the restaurant. So first we have the customer placing their order, then the restaurant receives the order, prepares the order, and makes sure it's complete for pickup on the driver. If the driver is willing to take the order, they confirm the order and they wait for the order from the restaurant to be ready. And if it's ready, just proceeds to the restaurant to pick up the order and proceeds to the customer to deliver it. On the end of the customer, it's a matter of placing the order, confirming via driver, receiving notification that the order is on their way or the order has been picked up, waiting for the order to arrive, receiving their order, and enjoying it after. So this is what we're currently working with, and the next few slides will discuss how we can improve it and what we exactly would go through it. This slide shows our thinking when it came to process improvement. We prepared a fishbone diagram for this, and we noticed that the problem turned out to be long queue during collecting orders, meaning that a lot of riders were caught outside of restaurants, and because of that, customers had to wait a really long time to collect their orders. So we focused on 4 different portions for this. We have the policy, procedures, people, and fiscal environment. Starting with policy, we believe that an issue here is that they have to wait for the order regardless of preparation time. and we know that not all restaurants declare the preparation time ahead of time. In terms of procedures, there is the risk of delivering or preparing the wrong order because of lack of training, lack of employee satisfaction, and an application error. And the order preparation can take too long because of poor handling and dispatching or lack of training. On the side of people, we have lack of manpower to accommodate all the orders of customers. Then we have slow moving employees, possibly because of the poor morale or low pay. Last, in the physical environment, we have insufficient ingredients, especially if the orders just suddenly pile up, and lack of equipment to prepare orders, either not enough machines or because of just low capital investment. Given all of these, we see that these all contribute to the problem of long queues occurring during order collection, and through our new process map, we seek to improve that, and the next slide will show exactly what we did. This slide shows the recommended process map that we came up with, given all the problems in the previous slide. So as one can see, there is a lot more decisions to be made and a lot more emphasis on the side of the restaurant, since we envision that Foodpanda and restaurant work together to deliver a proper customer experience. And the first change actually starts after customer places the order, since we included a decision box for max queue length reach, meaning that if a restaurant reaches a certain number of drivers, the customer will be alerted that there might be a delay in their order. So the restaurant can contact the customer about this, and if the customer is willing to wait, then that same branch can process the order. If not, then the restaurant can transfer to another branch, since we learned from the serve call and rater survey that customer time is just an attractive property. It's not necessarily a must-have, and it's not much disappointment if the food takes a little longer, as long as it does arrive within the promised time. So because of this, the order is prepared, and as usual, the order is complete. And what happens instead is if the food is transferred, the driver is alerted of the transfer, but at the same time, the customer also receives notification of the order transfer to provide transparency throughout the whole process. The process still resumes as usual as the customer waits for the food and receives the order once the driver delivers it. So overall, what we've done here is we've ensured that queues do not take too long outside of restaurants, and the drivers are more productive as they're always on the road and not just waiting outside the restaurant for long periods of time with other drivers. At the end of the day, what did we learn from all of this? Given the different customer needs and wants, given the different processes involved, given the potential for improvement, we prepared 4 points for you today. Number 1, Foodpanda must be careful about advertising and promising, especially given the current context. We know that the pandemic is a time where a lot of things happen and things change very quickly, which is why it's very important that one does not overpromise and underdeliver, instead under-promising and over-deliver as much as possible. And this is relating to number 2, in which customer value assurance along with having value for their money. If one notices during the survey, assurance came out as the highest rater score, only followed by empathy and reliability soon after. This shows that the customers want to be assured that their food will actually arrive, or that their items will actually arrive, and that they get value for what they're paying for, that they're not promised something or not delivered, or they're always updated on whatever's happening. Number 3, Foodpanda can still improve in terms of queuing and rider management as part of the goal to assure customers that their food will arrive and in good quality as well. It's important that Foodpanda manages their queuing and rider management to make sure that riders' times aren't wasted and that restaurants and riders are both maximized on the service of the customer. But given all of this, where does it leave this research and what can be done about it? Our 4th point for today is about what can happen in the future. We see that future research can involve other Foodpanda countries and in a non-pandemic context. First, in terms of other Foodpanda countries, since Foodpanda operates in multiple countries across Asia, perhaps there will be a way for a researcher or a group of researchers to collate the best practices and have other countries follow, or see if they can transfer to the context of those countries. And number 2, we want to see what happens in a non-pandemic context as well, since a lot of the decisions being made may be because of the experiences during the time of a pandemic and during the time of lockdown. So we want to see if anything changes, even after the lockdown, and even if life returns to normal in the future. So overall, We learned a lot from this research, and that's it for us. We thank you very much for listening, and we hope you all stay safe and well. God bless you.